everyone. Distinguished guests, welcome to Gorizia, Novogorica for the Interreg GO conference. My name is Anya Sitharam and it's my pleasure to be the Master of Ceremonies for this important gathering. Just quickly tell you a bit of housekeeping about the interpretation. We have 4 languages. We have English in Channel 1, we have French, Channel 2, Slovenian, Channel 3, and we have Italian, Channel 4. So just very quickly about me, I'm a former BBC World News presenter, and I now work behind the camera as a conference host and documentary producer, and I regularly moderate events for the European Commission. And we are here in a very remarkable and apt setting, the first borderless European capital of culture, where today we will discuss the outcomes of the consultation process on Interreg as part of the Cohesion policy post-2027. We have 3 panel discussions this morning in which we will hear from policymakers, programme representatives, stakeholders and citizens. And we will be inviting you as well to join in using the conference tool Slido. I will show you in a minute. But first, to set the scene and formally open the conference, I would like to invite the first of our eminent speakers to the stage. Please welcome Massimiliano Fedriga, President of the Autonomous Region of Friuli, Venezia Giulia, Italy.
Grazie mille. Thank you very much. Onorevoli rappresentanti delle istituzioni europee, italiane e slovene, commissari Fitto e Cos, per noi è un onore ovviamente ospitare in Friuli Venezia Giulia un evento come questo e ringrazio per la scelta, soprattutto in considerazione che oggi Gorizia e Nova Gorizia rappresentano un esempio di collaborazione transfrontaliera straordinario, primo esempio a livello europeo di una capitale europea condivisa fra 2 Stati. Quindi oggi non celebriamo soltanto il passato e il presente sulla cooperazione, ma soprattutto il suo futuro. Il tema centrale di queste giornate riguarda i risultati delle consultazioni sul post-2027, un'iniziativa senza precedenti che ha visto una partecipazione ampia, diversificata, con un coinvolgimento attivo dei cittadini, dell'istituzione, ma soprattutto dei giovani. La politica di coesione europea è una politica di sviluppo territoriale irrinunciabile. Attraverso i suoi principi, ovvero la gestione condivisa dei fondi, la governance multilivello, il principio di partenariato, ha dato prova di essere uno strumento potente per favorire la crescita di tutti i territori europei nel rispetto delle identità locali, delle diversità, che è il nostro valore aggiunto nella terra europea, per affrontare le sfide del futuro in modo sempre più competitivo e interconnesso. Ciò è particolarmente evidente per la collaborazione transfrontaliere, dove Interreg ha dimostrato nei suoi 35 anni di esistenza di essere uno strumento essenziale per abbattere barriere, promuovere la solidarietà e la riconciliazione fra paesi e minoranze e sviluppare strategie comuni nei territori confinanti. Oggi più che mai abbiamo il dovere di valorizzare questa eredità e di proiettarla nel futuro. Il Friuli Venezia Giulia ha sempre fortemente creduto in questa visione e accolto con plauso l'avvento dell'Interreg. Il nostro territorio è stato laboratorio naturale di collaborazione transfrontaliera, in cui la cooperazione non solo è un'opportunità, ma è una necessità per affrontare le sfide comuni dell'innovazione, dello sviluppo sostenibile, dell'integrazione sociale e della mobilità. La strategia dell'Unione Europea per la gioventù 19-27, la mobilitazione dei giovani per la consultazione e la costruzione di un'Europa più unita e inclusiva trova significativa attuazione in questo imponente processo di consultazione pubblica, dove in particolare the Ask for Cooperation for Future ci dà un segnale chiaro. Il futuro di Interreg deve essere scritto a più mani e insieme alle nuove generazioni, poiché saranno loro i protagonisti della prossima fase di cooperazione europea. In un'epoca di grandi cambiamenti globali e grandi tensioni globali, il nuovo Interreg non può che rafforzarsi. Dobbiamo assicurare una governance più efficace, strumenti più flessibili e investire di più sulle azioni di sensibilizzazione dei cittadini rispetto alle grandi opportunità che questa politica offre. Su questo le regioni sono disponibili a collaborare e dare il proprio apporto a livello nazionale e a livello di Commissione europea, non soltanto nel ruolo nazionali, ma anche all'interno del Comitato delle Regioni europeo. Con queste riflessioni auguro a tutti voi una giornata di lavoro proficua e ispirata per costruire insieme il futuro della cooperazione. Grazie mille.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Raffaele Fitto, Executive Vice President for Cohesion and Reforms from the European Commission, to make some remarks. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Good morning. Dear Commissioner Kos, dear Marta, dear Minister Jevšek, dear Aleksander, dear President Fedriga, caro Massimiliano, dear experts and participants. Welcome to all of you. It is a pleasure to be here today. First of all, I would like to thank DG Regio, in particular Director Tokarski, and all the other people involved to organize this important event. I find this place very symbolic. The cities of Nova Gorica and Gorizia are united as the 2025 European Capital of Culture. It is the first time this honor has been awarded to twin cities. It is a kind of cross-border cooperation that we also aim with Interreg, which is our topic today. Since 1990, Interreg has grown from a small community initiative to become a recognized brand of cohesion policy. Indeed, it is a key part of our European cohesion policy. Over the years, with the Interreg programs, we have invested billions of euros via Interreg. And we have worked on thousands of projects with thousands of partners. With the support of Interreg, we have built solid bridges between communities. We have created, for instance, joint innovation networks, joint tourist projects, and joint firefighting services. And we will continue on this path. Interreg should continue to connect regions, but it also must promote investment. And we need to look how to improve it and align with the EU's new priorities. And as we all know, the world changes very fast. We need to be able to adapt fast. For Interreg, I would like to mention the example of program change which we made due to the Russia's war in Ukraine. Cross-border programs with Russia and Belarus had to be stopped and funds redirected to Ukraine and Moldova. This is a very good example to show that we have been able to change approach when it is needed. And inspired by this approach, we have reflected about the needs which we have in the EU and our new priorities for cohesion in general. In these first months of my mandate, I met all the governments of the 27 member states. I had the pleasure to meet also Minister Jevšek, and I want to thank Aleksander for your support and to discuss cohesion policy, both on the future but also on current programming, 21-27. But I met also the Committee of Regions, the member of the European Parliament, the Regi Committee, and many mayors and presidents of regions. The current programs were discussed and with the member states between 2019-2021. And the partnership agreement were signed in 2022. For several reasons, the programs are starting now. The world is changed. The question is, can we start spending now based on the choices of years ago? Our goal must be to adapt the current progress to the new priorities. In the coming days, the European Commission will adopt also a communication on the mid-term review in order to reflect on how to modernize cohesion policy. These are first steps to modernize cohesion policy, to make it more simple, impactful, and more focused. These objectives are crucial for the future of cohesion policy. The status quo is not an option. The best way to defend and relaunch the policy is to modernize it. For Interreg, this means we must keep what is most important. It is cooperation governance, the solid partnership which have built trust and solidarity, adapting European priorities to local circumstances. Here my position as Vice President matters. For the first time, the portfolio covers also agriculture, transport and tourism, blue economy and fisheries. This allows to make connections between policies and have a broader vision. But we must add more focus on performance and results. Interreg already contributes to a more competitive Europe through the exchange of ideas and learning, through inspiring and creative projects. Interreg programs are also important to achieve another key goal as highlighted in the political guidelines of President von der Leyen, the right to stay. Interreg already promotes the right to stay in cross-border areas and cross-border cooperation in fields like healthcare, education and tourism. This improves the quality of public services and makes border regions more attractive. I encourage you in future to broaden this work. I also invite you to work more on removing border obstacles. The Bridge for EU regulation, which will soon be in place, will give you a stable basis. The right to stay is particularly important for regions bordering Russia and Belarus. Their prosperity and safety is a European priority. I commit to supporting them now and in the future. Indeed, as I said at the beginning, Interreg will play a key role in future enlargement. Non-EU countries gain an experience of cooperation and working with EU funds. And this is for my friend Marta, who will not that say more in her speech. I think that it's very important to work together, and this is the reason that I wanted to invite you together here, not only because we are colleagues, because we are friends, because you are Slovenian, but it's important because your portfolio is very close connected with our important point and our topic. Interreg is also present in the outermost regions. And for this occasion, for me, it's a pleasure to say hello to Vice President of the European Parliament, Janusz Omarjee. It offers us an opportunity to cooperate and project the European values in place of strategic importance for the EU. We need to make better use of these opportunities. In many parts of Europe, Interreg is a key player in disaster risk management. Floods and forest fires do not stop at the borders. We need to bring key civil protection players together in active, long-term partnership. I would like to see an even stronger involvement of citizens in Interreg. You are already known for this. Your recent consultation is a good example. It has brought new ideas and opinions. It is a sign of local engagement in Interreg. But we can do even more people-to-people projects, building personal links, more common visions, where local communities work with their neighbors on the other sides of the borders. I am particularly pleased with the engagement of young people and the 1,000 young Interreg volunteers. Some of them are here with us today. I want to thank them for their ideas on the future of Interreg, how to make it work better and be more accessible to young people. In conclusion, dear participants, cooperation is a key European value. Our Union is dedicated to the objective that nations and regions should work together and deliver together. And Interreg is one of our tools to achieve greater cooperation. And to make the Interreg even more successful for the future, we need your ideas. I will be happy to work together with you in the next steps. I look forward to our discussions today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I would now like to invite to the stage Marta, Commissioner for Enlargement, European Commission. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go back home and tell them about Gorizia and Nova Gorica. Tell them about the walk of peace and about a twin city whose borders were once drawn in blood and where today the biggest conflict is which side has the best ice cream or coffee. And Italia wins always. Dear Mr. Vice President, dear Commissioner, my dear friend Raffaele Fitto, dear Massimiliano, dear Aleksander, dear Samo, dear ladies and gentlemen, these were the words I have told a group of young people when I was last here in February. I had invited them to a youth dialogue. They came from all of Europe, from the member states and also from the candidate countries. We are here at a highly symbolic place. On the day of the Big Bang enlargement in 2004, when Slovenia became a member of the EU, then the Commission President Romano Prodi was here to celebrate. In his speech, the Commission President said that in many ways, enlargement had already begun much earlier in this region. Why? Because of well-established cross-border cooperation initiatives that supported the development of business, tourism and culture. The EU funded Interreg programs, the reason why we all meet here today, have been instrumental. Cross-border cooperation has always been an incubator for enlargement. It is often the first step of breaking down the borders, dear Raffaele, you have been speaking about, that are separating Europeans. I have looked through the many Interreg cooperation projects we already have in place around Europe. So many inspiring stories. I really like the For Your Smiles project, for example. It is a cooperation in the border regions of Hungary, Slovakia, Romania and Ukraine, which helps make sure that children get access to quality dental care. It funds new school dental clinics and promotes oral health. In those border regions of Ukraine, we not only offer hope, we quite literally offer smiles. Another wonderful program is the Interreg Danube region. It provides funding for more than 130 cooperation projects in this historic cultural space stretching from the Black Forest via Serbia all the way to Ukraine. They help with technology transfer and environmental protection, and they help tourism with projects such as cross-border cycling paths. Closer to here in this region, several regional cooperation projects between Italy and Slovenia have helped farmers develop a greener agri-food industry, supported the social inclusion of migrant women, and improved public transport across the border. Those projects all tackle physical borders, but even more importantly, they break down mental borders in our heads because they encourage communities to think and cooperate beyond their city on region, and this inspires people to think European. This is why I'm so happy that since last July, the Interreg Europe Cooperation Programme is also open to our partners in 7 EU candidate countries, which are in my portfolio: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Ukraine. These countries now have full access to 394 million euro in funding for cross-regional policies. And this is wonderful. Thank you, Raffaele, for this. It ties in what we are trying to achieve with the gradual integration into the EU single market we are offering to our future member states. Take, for example, our plans to establish green lanes at the borders in the Western Balkans. If fully implemented, that would help cut border waiting times by 50 to 70%. For any exporter from the Western Balkans to the EU, this will be huge. The World Bank estimates that even a 3-hour reduction in waiting times could boost regional GDP by 3%. It is frustrating to see so much potential go unrealized in the Western Balkans because of bilateral tensions and unresolved disputes. I remember the times without those borders. When I traveled this region as a member of the Yugoslav swimming team, so I see how old I am. So naturally, my dream is to have all the Western Balkans integrated in the European Union and see borders and bilateral conflicts disappear just like did in so many other parts of our continent, and especially here on Italian-Slovenian border. I see it as part of my mission to help ensure that the bilateral disputes of the past do not permanently stand in the way of our common future. We know that solutions are possible. We know it because of places like Gorizia and Nova Gorica, two cities reunited as European capital of culture. I often speak of this place because we no longer need to invent the recipe for reconciliation. We have it. The European project is that recipe. Regional cooperation and fostering trust between communities are that recipe. More than ever, we have to insist on this now. Because for the first time in more than a decade, we have a realistic chance that we can bring one or more enlargement countries into the EU. It will not happen during the Polish presidency yet, Mr. State Secretary, but we are working on this, that at least we will be able to open first cluster of the negotiations with Moldova and Ukraine. And now for the first time in more than a decade, we have the chance to make another step towards a truly united continent. And this is the reason to be optimistic. So let us all recover the optimism about Europe we once had, the enthusiasm people felt here in Gorizia when a Commission President removed the last fragments of the Iron Curtain. When in 2004, millions of Europeans lit fireworks and locked their glasses, they did not celebrate full alignment with the acquis, also not because our common market had gained leverage for trade negotiations. Of course, this is important, but they did it because our community of shared values was growing, or because a historical injustice has been put right, or because they felt that we had ended what Milan Kundera once called the kidnapping of one part of the West. This is the spirit I want us to recover, because our community of Europeans is not yet complete. Our continent is not yet fully united, but it can be. And cross-border cooperation will be one of the stepping stones to get there. So, dear Raffaele, thank you, and thank you to all of you for what are you already doing. I count on you to help build the future we already know is possible, a united Europe.
Thank you very much. And for our final speaker, I'm pleased to welcome Aleksander Jevšek, Minister of Cohesion and Regional Development, Slovenia. Thank you very much.
Spoštovana komisarka, draga Marta, spoštovani komisar, dragi prijatelj Raffaele, spoštovani predsednik, predstavniki, visoki predstavniki lokalnih in državnih oblasti, cari amici, dear friends, good morning. Veliko čast mi je, da lahko spregovorim ob današnjem letnem srečanju programov Interreg, ki se odvija na prav posebnem območju. Smo na obmejnem območju, ki so ga zgodovinski dogodki razdelili, sodelovanje pa ga je zopet združilo. Današnje srečanje je še en dokaz več, da je vredno vlagati in se truditi za sodelovanje. Brez dolgoletnega sodelovanja med Novo Gorico in Gorico ne bi bilo uspešne kandidature za Evropsko prestolnico kulture 2025. Prvič v zgodovini sta dve mesti v dveh državah povezani v čezmejno Evropsko prestolnico kulture. Gre za odličen primer, kako se lahko nacionalni programi kohezijske politike, načrt za okrevanje in odpornost ter čezmejni Interreg program med Slovenijo in Italijo učinkovito dopolnjujejo. Te izkušnje so dragocena podlaga za nadaljnjo izboljšanje povezovanja med glavnimi programi in programi Interreg po letu 2027. Kot nekdanji župan mestne občine Murska Sobota sem sodeloval pri čezmejnem sodelovanju z obmejnimi regijami v Avstriji, na Hrvaškem in na Madžarskem. Iz lastnih izkušenj lahko potrdim, da ima sodelovanje preko meja pomembno dodano vrednost. Več, ko sodelujemo, bolj se zavedamo, da za ostalimi partnerji delimo podobne izzive, ki jih lahko bolj uspešno rešujemo skupaj. Skupaj imamo več znanja in izkušenj. Skupaj smo boljši. Prepričan sem, da bo nadaljevanje močne kohezijske politike Evropske unije leto 27 in krepitev njenih načel, deljeno upravljanje, večnivojsko upravljanje, partnerstvo, stalni pristop omogočilo več sodelovanja tako znotraj Evropske unije, kot tudi z državami kandidatkami. Več kohezije je tudi več konkurenčnosti, odpornosti in varnosti, je tudi boljše delovanje enotnega trga, predvsem pa je več Evrope. Zato se Slovenija zavzema, da kohezijska politika ostane ključni element novega večletnega finančnega okvira. Ključno je, da ohranimo ustrezno raven financiranja kohezijske politike, da ne bi prišlo do nenadnih ali drastičnih zmanjšanj dodeljenih sredstev državam članicam. Kohezijska politika se mora prilagoditi, da bo lahko odgovorila na trenutne in prihodnje izzive. Geopolitične razmere in spreminjajoči se pogoji po Evropi to prilagoditev ne le zahtevajo, temveč jo narekujejo kot nujno. Kljub temu pa ne smemo nikoli pozabiti na namen kohezijske politike in cilje njenih skladov, kot so določeni v pogodbi o delovanju Evropske unije. Glede na geografsko lego Slovenije so programi Interreg ključnega pomena za nadaljevanje skupnih projektov in za ohranjanje tesnega sodelovanja na vseh področjih s čezmejnimi partnerji ter partnerji v okviru makroregionalnih strategij. Slovenija je zato naklonjena krepitvi Interreg programov. Spoštovani, zahvaljujem se Evropski komisiji za organizacijo dogodka v obmejnem prostoru oziroma somestju Gorice in Nove Gorice, ki simbolizira bistvo kohezijske politike in evropskega povezovanja. Težko bi našli boljši prostor za izvedbo tega dogodka. Vsem vam, spoštovani udeleženci, želim zanimive razprave, ter da bi danes in jutri ob številnih razpravah in druženju dobili kakšno dobro idejo ali pa morebitne nove partnerje za nadaljne projekte v okviru Interreg programov. Hvala lepa za vašo pozornost.